Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? F you for bringing this up right here and right now.
I'm not standing up and showing my ass on TV.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Elizabeth.
Heartfelt.
Welcome back to my channel, first video of 2022, and we are starting it off with a complete shit show that has brought me endless entertainment for the past few weeks. It was the Christmas gift that keeps on giving even through the new year, and honestly, I've been waiting for all the events to unfold before I talk about this because it really gives me Jessica and Eve vibes in the sense of, if you remember when that story was developing, it was kind of like every day there was something new and you didn't know how it would keep getting crazier, but it just did. Today we're talking about the absolute hot rotisserie mess that is Jack Murphy and the online alpha male sphere, which is a community that previous to this Jack Murphy debacle, which I'm sure a lot of you know about it. If you don't, get ready. I never was fully aware of this community. I kind of vaguely was aware of it, but I didn't know it was so cringe and so full of charlatans and just the most ridiculous human beings. There are so many grifters and charlatans in that community trying to sell manhood to men, which, first of all, let me just get ahead of this. It's equally as funny and cringe that they do that I'm sitting here talking about it, being who I am. And there are some respectable people in the manosphere, as it's called. They're not all bad. They're not all little bitches like Jack Murphy. But if I'm calling you a little bitch and I was so bad at being a man, I became a woman, you know it's bad. So Jack Murphy is a self-proclaimed alpha male because alpha males definitely always announce that they're alpha males. That's totally the alpha thing to do. Who rose to somewhat internet celeb status, being on a bunch of different podcasts like Tim Pool, as well as for running a $99 a month subscription service that teaches you how to be a man, how to be an alpha male, called Liminal Order. You know, there's a word for people who follow alphas. I think they're called betas. And by the way, I want to make it known, I have no issue with male-only spaces. I think that masculinity is something that is demonized way too much, especially in Western culture. I mean, half the time you only hear the word masculinity when the word toxic is preceding it. So there's a stigma against being a man. And so I understand how there are these communities that pop up based on that, right? But it's also my opinion that if you have to call yourself alpha male, you simply aren't. The biggest problem with Jack Murphy running this subscription service, trying to teach men how to be manly men, though, is that he was exposed for being a literal cuck, a beta, and the complete opposite of everything he's portrayed himself to be. He is a power bottom. So this entire debacle started when Jack Murphy was a guest on the You Are Here podcast hosted by Elijah Schaefer and Sydney Watson. I've been a guest on the show, and actually the day this video drops, I will be on the show again. So Jack completely flipped his shit, lost his mind, had no control of his emotions, which is a very beta quality, right? And really mistreated Sydney for having the audacity to ask the super chat question from someone asking him what's up with the cuck article you wrote. Because up until this moment, it was virtually unknown that before Jack began his grift as this super duper tough conservative commentator and alpha male and buy my service, that he actually was a cuck and talked about it online and wrote articles about it. If you don't know what a cuck is, it's men who get off on sending their wives or watching their wives bang other dudes. So again, not exactly alpha. Insert clip.
Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? F you for bringing this up right here and right now. Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of common sense.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Elizabeth.
Heartfelt.
So you heartfelt is the kind of thing you say to someone who, I don't know, ran over your dog, stole from you, banged your wife. Well, he thanks you for that, but. So this article in question, for which he details, today I sent my adoring, loyal, hot, young girlfriend of 2 years to have sex with a stranger from Tinder. She is currently in his apartment, checked in with me via text, and is presumably sucking her way to a good time. I'm alone writing, couldn't be happier. Now, this article would be virtually unknown, especially to his customers who surely had no idea that this was part of his past and part of who he was, if he hadn't reacted with the emotional maturity of a college boy.
Young boys. I do like college boys. Oh.
It gets worse. The internet started snooping and found that he has a long history of doing before doing this grift, which I don't have a problem with people who do adult work. I think that you're paying your taxes, you're a functioning member of society, what you do is on you. It's not for me, but what I do isn't for anyone else either. But I'm gonna keep this as PG as I can. It's the acts that he participates in the videos that aren't so alpha. The visuals are coming back. Ew. Let's just say he probably used my discount code at Adam and Eve to purchase the rather large objects that injured him on camera. Looking like Cuck Dynasty. And I'm gonna say again, I don't judge these acts. Everyone's into different things. A lot of people are into things that are, you know, weirder to other people. But the alpha thing to do is own it and just be like, you know what, I'm into some weird-ish. Get over it. Go F yourself if you have an issue with it. That would be the alpha thing to do. However, he did the opposite. He tried to run away from it. There's a beautiful clip of him on Compound Media not that long ago saying this.
Is that your number one recommendation, Jack? For every man, number one, go to the gym?
Number one, start in the gym. Saving the world starts in the squat rack. Everything good in life starts by getting your ass in shape and your life together. Me, max, probably around 400.
So show your butt, since like
I am not standing up and showing my ass on TV.
Like, that's not a projection. That's like a whole movie. And you know what? I considered not even dunking on him for any of this because I was like, whatever. The guy's into some weird stuff. However, he tried to get Sydney fired for asking that super chat, which ultimately, you know, sparked the long chain of events that have now gotten us to this point where he's been exposed for all the videos and the strange acts. So if you're that kind of person that you're going to try to stop someone's bag and get them fired because they unknowingly offended you, you're a piece of shit and you deserve everyone dragging you. If Jack Murphy is a man, then I'm a woman. But it gets even worse because there are some actual predatory things Jack has done and said. So in one of the articles, he described tying up little girls, which sounds very strange, but you know what? If you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, you can say maybe he's into petite women. Small women. Maybe he just said little and girls, but he really means small women. Then there's a clip of him on Tim Pool saying this.
Women mature way more quickly than men, dude.
That's
way
just,
more
it's
quickly.
Preference.
At age 15, women, they're basically women already. Right? And it's like men hit their prime in their 30s.
35.
Why wouldn't a man in his prime latch on to a woman in her prime? Why not? That seems the most logical thing possible.
That's what
I'm calling the cops, sister. Dude literally just said women hit their prime at 15, men in their 30s, and it's normal for men in their prime to be attracted to women in their prime. Maybe for you, girl, sis, sister, girlfriend.
Miss Girl.
Did I just misgender Jack Murphy? I'm so mean. He tried to get my friend fired. F you, Jack. Because a gay or feminine person of any gender who owns their is unapologetically themselves is an alpha. So the alpha male snake oil salesman thing goes way further than Jack Murphy, though. He is one of many people within this manosphere that I have done a deep dive into recently and kind of observed at a distance, who, in my opinion, take advantage of sometimes very lost men who deserve better advice and who deserve more than empty platitudes and people who don't live the lives they actually claim to live. Jack Murphy teaching you how to be a man would be the same thing as me, like, teaching you how to transition and then it comes out that I'm not actually trans or something. Like, it would be the same thing. But yeah, it's a whole community. There's even an alpha male convention coming up, which I saw the flyer. And I thought it was a meme. I thought it was a joke. I looked at it and I was like, there's no way there's someone named the Bull. And they're really doing a convention teaching men to be alpha men. Like, if you have to be taught how to be an alpha, you're not an alpha. Betas follow alphas. You are literally a beta if you are following an alpha. And it's okay to be a beta, but whatever you are in life, you just have to own it. I own that I'm a tranny. If you're a softer man, you should just own that you're a softer man. There's literally nothing wrong with it. A lot of these guys have this talking point and claim to be high value males, right? Which, again, if you have to announce you have high value, you don't. If you have to remind people what you are, you just aren't. It's kind of like those people that walk around being like, I'm so real. I'm so real. People can't handle the fact that I'm so real. They be the fakest ones. Moving on to the next set of cringe alpha males on YouTube who are the exact opposite of alpha males. Fresh and Fit. These guys are a joke. I mean, granted, they don't have a past of putting in their ass on camera. But they do all these interviews where they bring on low value women and get a kick out of being extremely rude and vile and kicking them out, having outbursts at them, which is eerily similar to Jack Murphy. Like, it's something about these men who consistently like get off on like screaming at women on camera that it's probably born not out of frustration that women are so wrong, but that you're not fucking any women. Myron Gaines from the Fresh and Fit channel, he's one of these guys that goes off on being a high value male and brags about how easily he gets laid, but he was exposed for being on a sugar daddy website, which he's probably more of a Splenda daddy, just saying. He gives me Splenda daddy vibes. But if you have to pay to be with women, if you have to pay to have women in your company, you are not an alpha male. Like, you're just not. If you were an alpha, you'd be getting it for free. And it's just that simple. So I've been watching these alpha male YouTube channels for the past few weeks, which is very fascinating, by the way. And the main takeaway I've gotten, and a lot of people within this community are actually leaving it because they agree with this, is that it's very toxic and it seems to drum up this bitterness and an adversarial relationship with women rather than promoting a harmonious one, which I think would serve the people who are seeking to learn from these channels so much more. I mean, listen, I'm not here to tell you how to be a man. How the could I do that, right? Kind of something I failed at. But what I am here to tell you is that just be wary, whether it's the manosphere, the health and fitness industry, the self-help community, all these communities, you need to take everything with a grain of salt, especially that you see from people who are making money from it. And you should just be vigilant of that. You shouldn't ever follow anyone. I mean, first of all, yeah, that's a beta trait and it's fine, but it's also fine to be a beta. But my point is, there should be no one laying out a roadmap for you saying, this is how you need to live, this is your life, and this is what you need to do to be happy, because everyone's life is different. You know, forge your own path. That's the leader thing to do. Don't follow anyone. If you're an alpha, cool. If you're a beta, cool. If you're a sigma, cool. If you're a cuck, maybe chill on that. All right, you guys, I love you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well as my second channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram because I post on there way more than I do on here. And you have to follow those to keep up with me. Bye, guys. Stay alpha.
Heartfelt.